Back-to-back carries. He's off to the races
Mike.
again. Can he repeat?
Rose fumbles it, and Baltimore's gonna run this back. You cannot be serious.
He's gonna take another deep shot. Diving catch, Mason Kirby. What? That's deflected away.
Oh! Hey! What a catch! More stepping back, and he's nearly comes down, but it's intercepted. The run for the first down away. Vincent is on his way.
Oh my goodness, it's an embarrassment of riches.
Makes more, and he is to the house. An unreal play.
You're gonna get some look at the
Oh, he got it.
Baltimore walks it off.
Welcome to the Simulation Football League. I'm Cameron Irvine along with Mike St. Green, and we are ready today, Mike. A bunch of unbeatens here on Next Level Sports here in Week 3.
Yeah, Cam, when the lights come on, man, it seems like it's something special about the SFL action. And then the lights are on tonight, Saturday night, prime time, a couple of undefeated teams matching up in the two matchups that we have tonight, man. I can't wait to see it get started.
It's an awesome, awesome slate, and it begins with a pretty unique rivalry across the conference. As you can see there, 6 o'clock was the original kick, but Vancouver, Jacksonville comes your way to start. Both teams are unbeaten. Jacksonville's had two sensational come-from-behind victories in the first 2 weeks. DC and Lone Star later, they're both undefeated. Baltimore's in your bonus coverage block against up-and-coming Fort Worth. The Vultures are the defending champs and undefeated. What a night of football, Mike. Break it down for us.
Yeah, Cam, that DC and Lone Star matchup later on, that DC defense is going to be matched up against that quick strike offense of Lone Star. That's going to be a tough matchup for them. But, man, right now, as you mentioned, this great rivalry between Vancouver and Jacksonville. These teams have playoff history. They have regular season history. They haven't met for a season or two. But the last time they met, Vancouver, 43-37 victors over Jacksonville. 695 yards of total offense in that game. Robert Redford had 238 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns on the ground as well. But hey, this Jacksonville team, they're young, Cam. They don't know anything about this rivalry. This is their first 18 members of this Jacksonville roster. It's going to be their first time meeting Vancouver in this particular rivalry. We're going to see how they respond and see if they can uphold the things down there in Duval County.
Jacksonville, very new team. They went through a rebuilding year last season, but they are off to a really hot start. Vancouver, one of the most exciting teams in the league. Kendra Hall leads the league in receiving. You got to see her and what she can do. Tom Pepper's like the Trevor Lawrence of the SFL, man. He's got those locks, and he can sling the ball down the field. It is an awesome matchup and an awesome doubleheader here tonight on Next Level Sports. Vancouver and Jacksonville comes your way next. Ike McBride, Gerald Smith, Mike Daggs, Matt Wilson, Mike St. Green, Cameron Irvine. We're all here for coverage. We'll be right back.
Next Level Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Week 3 SFL action continues tonight here at the Kings Lair in Jacksonville, Florida, as the Jacksonville Kings host the Vancouver Legion. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Daggs, and alongside me in the broadcast booth is the Hall of Famer Matt Wilson. With us on stats this evening, Gerald Smith and Ike McBride. Our producer is Cameron Irvine. You are watching the Simulation Football League Saturday Showcase presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Matt, how you doing tonight?
Great. Glad to be here in prime time.
Absolutely, Matt. Matt, tonight we've got two storied franchises here in the Simulation Football League as they face off for the 8th time tonight. The last time these teams met, it was an offensive fireworks show back in season 16. It took over 1,000 yards of offense and 80 points, not to mention it had to be settled in overtime. Vancouver posting their 4th consecutive trip to the playoffs last season, whereas Jacksonville had their first losing season and missed out on the playoffs for the first time since season 7, when the Legion didn't even exist yet. This season, however, both teams started out 2-0, and tonight, for one of them, the O has got to go. Jacksonville's Marcus Dunhill last week threw for 3 touchdown passes, and Robert Redford for Vancouver ran for 3. Vancouver boosted their secondary this week, signing Madison Lynx Michael Lister to help slow down the air attack from the Kings. It should be an exciting matchup for sure. Matt, what's the keys to victory for both of these teams?
Yeah, they both like to throw the ball around a ton. Tom Pepper and Marcus Dunhill had over 300 yards passing last week. Dunhill had 3 touchdown passes to Pepper's 0. However, Pepper set up Robert Redford close to the goal line and put it in the end zone 3 times. With this much passing, turnovers and rushing will be key. Pepper especially needs to be careful as he had 3 interceptions last week. Both back averaged less than 3 yards a carry and likely won't be game planned heavily. If one of them breaks out today, it could take significant pressure off the passing game and reduce those costly turnovers. Which team will come out on top, Mike? There's only one way to find out, and that's on the field.
All right, Matt, well, down to the field we go. Jordan Bradshaw has the ball teed up for the Kings, and we are underway here in Jacksonville. Ball taken back at the goal line and being returned up the right-hand side. Gets his way up to the 25-yard line. That is the one and only Chris Curtis on the return. The offense for the Vancouver Legion will be coming out onto the field first, led by quarterback Tom Pepper in season number 10, the 4-time All-Star quarterback leading this Vancouver offense. 3rd all-time in touchdowns, Matt, 255 over the course of his career. Looking to add to that tonight. Ball is pitched to Robert Redford on the first play from scrimmage. Goes absolutely nowhere. The rest of the offense, other than Tom Pepper and Robert Redford, fullback Sawyer Stern, drafted in the 2nd round. The wide receivers Brett Killian, David Gears, Kendra Hall, and Chris Curtis. The tight end is James Walters. Keep an eye on Michael Percoco and Mike Coverson, tackle and guard on the offensive line. 2 receivers out to the left. Pepper hands it off to Redford once again, and Matt, back-to-back runs to get the game started and no gain on either play.
Yeah, I mean, Vancouver might be trying to get Redford going early, but not a fan of the toss, and that one went nowhere. So now Pepper's in a bit of a precarious situation as Jacksonville knows exactly what's coming, and there they are. Looks like they're pressing the receivers to the top and bottom of the screen.
5 wide receiver look now for the Legion. Pepper back to pass. Passes over the middle. Can he get first down yardage? He cannot. They're going to spot him just shy of it. Brett Killian with the catch. And Matt, with that catch, Brett Killian does get enough yards to move up to number 3 all-time in receiving yards, passing a receiving target from the Jacksonville Kings back in the day, Ken Gossett, who had that number 3 spot. With those yardage added into his career total, Brett Killian will pass Ken Gossett and take that number 3 spot. Fair catch called for back at the 35-yard line. And that is where Marcus Dunhill will come out onto the field for the Kings to get things going on their first offensive possession.
Let's see if Jacksonville takes a similar situation to Vancouver and runs the ball, or if they just say, nope, we're going to air it out.
He's thrown a lot of touchdowns, 3rd in the league so far this season. over 2 weeks of play. Starts things off by handing the ball off as well. So both offenses starting out the same way with a handoff, and that one gains only 2. Starting offense for the Kings, quarterback is Marcus Dunhill. The halfback is Jared Willis, who you just saw there. The wide receivers, Zachary Patton, Grayson Willis, Kingston Ellington, and Shea Carroll. The tight ends, Jack Wall and Talon Steele. 3 wide receivers out to the left. Ball is tossed down to Willis. Willis able to gain our first down of the ball game. Knocked out of bounds in Vancouver territory at the 49-yard line by Marquise Reed. And Matt, one advantage that the Jacksonville Kings have is a lot of talent on their offensive line, adding to it in this past season's draft. Or excuse me, no, they were the season before this one's draft. Brian French, Alden Bleeker, and Olivia Bleeker help keep Dunhill upright and opening up holes in the run game. Dunhill to pass on first down. And it is batted down at the line and picked off.
Oh, boy.
Ball bounced around and was taken away. It looks like Dean Maddox gets the pick.
Yeah, well, it looks like Lister. Let's see. Somebody got their hands up. Number 30. Lister. And then got picked off. Whew. That ball was in the air for a while. I thought it dropped to the ground, a second ago.
So just like that, Vancouver's offense back out on the field now after a great takeaway on a swatted down pass. Pepper under center in Jacksonville territory already. And he is going to go down back in Vancouver territory, sacked for a loss of 3 on the play. Buster Johnson getting into the backfield and getting the sack.
Oof. There's a buffet boy right there. I wouldn't want him anywhere near me. Thank you very much. My back already has arthritis.
The second round pick with his first career sack brings up a 2nd down and 13. Pepper now in the gun. Pepper firing over the middle as his target and good for a first down up to the 30-yard line. Chris Curtis getting in on the action.
The new logo, Mike, of the man just wide open right in the middle. Boy, that was a rough hit Curtis took by luckily that no one hit him earlier. That could have been roughing.
First down and 10 from the 30. Pepper fires down the left-hand side, has Killian, and another first down. And Matt, we mentioned Michael Lister in the opening, how Vancouver brought him in on the defense to help stop the air raid attack from the Jacksonville Kings. And in his first career game, swats the ball down and takes it away, getting Vancouver this possession. We'll see if they can come away with some points off turnovers on this one.
Yeah, it's a good way to make an impact.
Pepper looks, fires over the middle into traffic, and it's caught. Kendra Hall getting her first catch of the ball game, sets Vancouver up with a first down and goal from the 3.
Yeah, Tom Pepper had all day. He could have read a book. Just surveying the defense, finds the soft spot in the zone, right near the goal line. And now, how is Vancouver going to attack this close-to-goal situation? Are they going to give it to Redford a couple times? They're just going to keep throwing the ball. Well, they could do anything on this formation. Out to the
Pepper
top would be bad.
Changing the play at the line. He will throws out to the top, and that one is a touchdown for Vancouver. Nearly swatted away, but he gets the catch. Brett Killian with the touchdown. And Rose's boat.
I called it out to the top, Mike. It was open. It was a little more iffy than I thought. The corner almost got there in time, but well-thrown ball. Great grab. Killian keeps his feet in bounds. Vancouver strikes first.
Brett Killian with his 2nd touchdown now on the season. Tom Pepper, 5 for 5 on the day. He was 4 of 4 on that drive and converting points off turnovers. Michael Lister making an impact, like you said, Matt. Signed just this week, gets the ball back for his team. And just like that, the Vancouver Legion are up 7-0 here on the road. If you are new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, you can visit our website, simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. And chance to win. Kicks the ball off. Gets it back into the hands of Kingston Ellington from the goal line. Ellington returns this one up to about the 25. That is where Dunhill will lead his offense back out onto the field to get another shot at it. Talk about the starting defense for the Vancouver Legion. The defensive line, Achilles Papatonis, Cabron Womack, and Gerald Giudice. The linebackers, Josh Farnsey, Earl Fields IV, and Marquise Reed. The corners, Major Key, Ashley Rose Finch, and Dean Maddox. The safeties, Michael Lister, who we all know now, Mark Lopez, and Drew Hamilton. Dunhill in the gun, fires over the middle, taken away again! Back-to-back picks on throws from Marcus Dunhill. Drew Hamilton getting involved.
The old all slants, Mike. Sometimes it works, and a lot of times it doesn't. And that time, right into the hands of Drew Hamilton. Boy, you don't want this if you're a Jacksonville fan. Vancouver just drove down the field. Defense might be slightly fatigued, and now they get another shot. Are they going to take the top off the defense? Or are they going to try to run Redford again?
Marcus Dunhill with 3 passing attempts. 2 have been picked. Ball is handed off to Redford, and that one goes for no gain.
Yeah, you'd think you'd have a little bit more luck. I mean, there's some good players in that Vancouver offensive line as well, but nothing going on that play.
2nd down and 10. Redford taking a breather on the pine. 5 wide. Quick pass over the middle. That looked like all slants again, Matt, but that time it did work for the Vancouver Legion. Throwing it to the tight end, James Walters.
Yeah, you don't want to play way off on the all slants play. You kind of want to get close to the receivers, make it hard, maybe bump their routes off the slant within the 5 yards and try to get a pick. Jacksonville was so far off that Pepper got thrown to a bunch of guys.
Halfway through the first quarter, Vancouver with the lead and possession of the football. Tom Pepper to throw again. Short pass over the middle. That one's nearly taken away in and out of the hands of the linebacker, John Martin. And let's talk about that starting defense for the Jacksonville Kings. The defensive line, Mike All, Taekwon Hale, the legendary Taekwon Hale, Buster Johnson, who got a sack earlier on in the ballgame, and Forrest Dalton. The linebackers, you just saw John Martin. J.R. Lawless and Garrett Hudson join him. And the corners, Connor Darien, Terrence Pearson, and Bernard Gooden. The safeties, Greg Gaines and Stuart Zomelia. Play action on 2nd down, up to the top, wide open, Kendra Hall. She's off towards the goal line and tackled. 1st down and goal from the Jacksonville 1.
Kendra Hall, the big target that Pepper likes to go to, and she was wide open. I don't know, someone were in the zone, and not for one saving tackle there by Connor Darien, she would have been in the end zone.
Kendra Hall, top 5 in targets so far this season, Matt, and number 1 in receptions and yards in the league through the first 2 weeks.
This is an interesting formation from both teams on the 1 yard line.
2 backs in the backfield. Pepper looks, has time, pressure coming, under pressure, and down he goes. Waited too long, sacked back at the 6. Is that, Taekwon Hale, I think, was in on it, but also Forrest Dalton getting in on the action.
Oof. I hate it. I don't like that play call, Mike. You have 3 receivers, and you're so compressed in the end zone. Not a lot of options for Pepper to go to. Let's see if they want something a little more complicated here.
Goal, Pepper down to the bottom, wide open. Kendra Hall, touchdown, Vancouver. And they put more points on the board. Hall getting her 2nd touchdown now on the season.
Yeah, this time more options for Pepper, and he's looking again. A lot of time. Just either in the corner of the end zone, and I mean, Jacksonville lost again on defense. Not a good start for the Kings.
Yeah, Kendra Hall, both times, Matt, it just wide open. That out route earlier on, and then the out route into the end zone. Both times there was no defender within 5 yards of her, making it a little too easy for the number one receiver in the league. Two in, on for the extra point try. Mark Salt, the backup quarterback, Matt. You remember Mark Salt?
Yeah, he's
on
been
the hold.
Salting Coach Hamilton for years.
Extra point is up and good. Vancouver takes the lead 14-0 here in Jacksonville. 4 minutes, 16 seconds to go in the first quarter. And ball's going to be going back over to the Jacksonville Kings now, Matt. We'll see if they can get anything going on this next drive.
Yeah, I gave Tom Pepper a hard time for picks, but Dunhill's the one that's been just not playing safe. And they can't get Willis going. Oof, might be a long night. They need to get some quick, intermediate, short passes. Just get the offense moving.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. And we'll see what Dunhill can do. Experienced veteran. Threw 2 interceptions last week. He's got 2 on his last 2 pass attempts. I would imagine he will work on getting that cleaned up. We'll see what happens on this next possession. Hands it off to Willis. Willis.
Oh, man.
Breaks through one tackle, reestablishes at the line. Now they'll still spot him with a 1-yard gain, but that defensive line for Vancouver was just not going to let him through.
I think he got hit by 4 different Legion. That's not easy when you're a running back taking shots like that. A big old 95.
Abram Womack.
Womack.
That's a lot of Womack.
It's the size of 2 of
the whole
linemen.
screen.
Yeah.
He filled the screen there, Matt. Dunhill in the gun. Picks on the last 2 throws. That one a nice easy one over the middle, and it's complete for a gain of 8. You see a quarterback comparison, a story of 2 different outcomes so far. 2 touchdowns to 2 picks. They're down and 1.
Jack Wall. Now this is where you'd like to see, you just give it to your back, get the first down. But we'll see if Jacksonville goes in that direction.
Jacksonville hands the ball off. Willis spins, gets a first down and more, breaking tackles and taking names all the way up to the 45-yard line. First down and 10 for the Kings.
Yeah, good thing that last tackler got Dunhill because Shea Carroll was blocking way downfield. And he could have gone, but still, that's what you need from your running game. You need them to just average more than a yard per carry. It's a good start. And now I wouldn't be afraid to go back to it.
3 plays, 20 yards so far on this drive, the longest for the Kings so far tonight, as they add on more to it with a 4-yard run up the middle by Jared Willis.
Yep, just run Willis. You got 4 yards, run him again. See if he gets another 4. Then you got 3rd and 2. Easy chance for a first down. It's when you get these long situations. And, I guess Jacksonville, deciding not to run.
3 wide receivers, a tight end, and a running back on the field for the Kings. Dunhill, pressure coming, nearly hit, and it's picked off again. Another interception by Drew Hamilton. And that is 3 picks on the day for quarterback Marcus Dunhill. Now this Vancouver defense has come to play tonight, Matt.
Yeah, look at Drew just playing that middle of the field, center field, just watching the eyes of Dunhill. And Dunhill getting a little pressure off the edge, might have thrown that ball a little bit sooner than he'd like. So this is, oof.
Yeah, Hamilton not even concerned about the fact that the ref was in the way, Matt. He just blew right through him. So now with 3 picks on the day, Dunhill with already more interceptions than he threw in all the last game, and we're still in the first quarter. Swing route down to Redford, and he's able to break through a couple of tackles and get up to the 30-yard line. Will be a gain of 4.
Plays like that, it's only a 40-yard gain, but could have been a 1-yard loss, and that just sets up their offense so much differently on 2nd down.
The Jacksonville defense comes into today's game number 1 in takeaways with 9 through 2 weeks of play. Vancouver only had 4 takeaways in the first 2 games. They've got 3 today as Chris Curtis is able to gain about 5 on that play, sets up a 3rd down and 1. But flipped the script so far, Matt. It's this has been all Vancouver's defense.
Yeah, and this is at Jacksonville, so this is an incredible effort. Now let's see what they're gonna do on 3rd and 1.
Tom Pepper hands the ball off,
no!
and that one goes for no gain. Sawyer Stern, the rookie fullback, with what may have, I believe, been his first career carry.
Man, he had a hole and he went the other way, poor guy.
No, he actually did have a couple of carries last week, only gained 7 yards. Not able to convert on that one. And we will see the punter on for the Legion. Brian Patrick kicking that one away. Ellingston brings it up to the 37-yard line. And that is where Marcus Dunhill will come back out onto the field once again. 2 of 5 for 21 yards. Matt, he's got 2 completions to his team, 3 completions to the other team.
Never a good thing, Mike, when you're completing it more to the other team than your own.
So far, none of his passes have hit the turf. So
I guess that's the silver lining, if you want to call it that.
I'm not sure that it actually is. Dunhill to throw, pump fakes, fires, and that one is complete. Gets a gain of, looks like 5.
There was a defender in his legs, Mike. I mean, just grabbing onto him. He still got the ball off, and another completion.
Yeah, Talon Steele, the tight end, with the catch.
Well, that's a rating only a mother could love at this point.
Oh, Matthew. Dunhill hands this one off to Willis. Willis takes it up the gut for 3. Brought down on the play by Major Key. He'll set up a 3rd down and 2. And we will see if they get the snap off. I'm going to guess that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter before they can get the snap off, and indeed it will. So all Vancouver so far in this one, 14-0 here in Jacksonville on the SFL Saturday Showcase presented by APM Music. We'll be back after this. Stay with us. And welcome back to Jacksonville, Florida for the start of quarter number 2. I'm Mike Daggs, joined in the booth by Matt Wilson, Gerald Smith, and Ike McBride with us on stats. Cameron Irvine, our producer. And 3rd down and 2. Dunhill throws a quick pass, and that one is complete. Oh, he fumbles it, and it's recovered by Vancouver. Another turnover by the Kings offense.
Oh, no. It was a beautifully designed play to the tight end with wide receiver blocking, and, well, he just got destroyed.
Yeah.
Right. Boom. Right on the ball.
What a punishing hit and a devastating blow for the Kings offense, Matt. They can't catch a break today.
Mike, I believe that was Drew Hamilton again.
It was Drew Hamilton punching the ball with the peanut punch. You just punch that ball right out.
I like peanuts.
That's neither here nor there, Matt. And the Vancouver offense back out onto the field, and Robert Redford back to the line of scrimmage, and not much more. Buster Johnson with the tackle. Now 4 on the day and a sack.
Robert Redford getting 6.0s across the board for his figure skating performance, but only 1 yard. All those spins, Mike. Triple axles aplenty.
Yes, triple axles everywhere. Pepper under center now on 2nd down and 9. And the ball off to Redford with blockers out in front. And a good tackle. Saving extra yards on that one. John Martin bringing Redford down at the 45-yard line. Sets up a 3rd down and 1. Matt, that looked like it had huge yard potential written all over it.
Redford, if he bounced that a little more outside, it would have been maybe gonzo. But Jacksonville defense got to straighten up here. I think Vancouver's going to try to run this up the gut.
5 on the line for the Kings, and is it enough? No, it's not. Redford able to power through, gets the 1st down and more. Robert Redford up to the 38-yard line.
Looked like there was plenty of Kings on the line. Looks like he got hit, and again, the spinning performance by Redford, and then dragging tacklers for some extra yardage there, and oh boy, it just went rains and pours for Jacksonville. They just can't get Vancouver off the field. They need to do that.
Redford, 16 yards on the ground on 6 attempts, averaging less than 3 yards per carry, Matt, but he's getting it done where it counts. Pepper right over the middle, threads the needle to Kendra Hall.
Look at that. The Jacksonville defense just looks dejected right now. They're just all standing around like, what the heck's happening? I mean, look at the pocket for Pepper. Almost a pick. Is he even touched? Wow. Jacksonville needs to wake up.
1st down and 10. From the 21-yard line, trips down to the bottom of your screen. Play action by Pepper. Fires over the middle. Brett Killian with the catch. 1st and goal from the 2. Matt, I don't know if the Legion can be stopped.
I know, the old play action special right there. And Killian just a little bit of a slant. And just nobody there for Jacksonville again.
1st down and goal from the 2. Offset eye in the backfield. Pepper to Redford. Redford to the goal line out, and it's in. Touchdown, Vancouver. 6 more points on the board. 20-0 now here in Jacksonville.
Yeah, the Boo-Birds coming out. I mean, maybe a little premature, but man, it's tough when you're down 21-0 and been a turnover fest for Jacksonville, and you're at home, so it's just nothing can go right for the Kings at the moment. The only saving grace is we're still a lot of time left.
Yeah, there's still plenty of football left, and both weeks 1 and 2, Jacksonville clawed and scratched from behind to get back out in front and win the ball game. Extra point by 2 win is up and good. 21-0 here in Jacksonville. So we could see the Kings mount a comeback here, but it all starts with this drive and ball security, Matt. We've seen 3 turnovers now, all 3 of which have led to touchdowns for Vancouver.
I said ball security, Mike, interceptions, but been some fumbles in there too, and that's just can't have it.
Ball taken about a yard deep in the end zone by Ellington. Returns up the middle, gets up to the 21-yard line. And that is where we will see Marcus Dunhill come back out onto the field trying to shake off 3 interceptions in the first quarter. And Matt, it's a tale of 2 different teams here at this point. 151 yards to 57 yards.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully Dunhill and the coaching staff were blaring some Taylor Swift on the sidelines, trying to, get back into this game. Got to shake it off.
Shake it. Yeah, you got to shake it off indeed, man. The song coming at halftime. Pass over the middle. That one is complete. Called in by Jack Wall. The Wall gets 7.
It's a start, Mike. Every journey starts with a single step.
A step of 7 yards.
A Wall's
Second
a big
down and
guy.
3.
It's a big step.
Oh yeah, it's a big wall. It's a big, beautiful wall, Matt, if you will. Dunhill under center at the 28-yard line. Gonna hand the ball off. Willis shakes a couple of tackles and almost able to get a first down. Tackled just shy of the 31. It's going to be 3rd down and inches.
Yeah, and both running backs look like, twins of each other. Spinning. Sometimes getting some yards, but not the most.
Dunhill hands it off on 3rd and inches.
Oh, no!
Did he get there? No, he's actually going to lose about a foot. It sets up a 4th down and 1, and Matt, they're at their own 31. They can't go for this.
Well, it's that single step. I'll have to be taking another drive, I guess.
One small step for Willis, one giant leap for Vancouver. The defense gets another stop. And Howard McCoy on to punt for the Kings. That punt is away.
Thought it was blocked for a second.
Fair catch called for back at the 36-yard line by Chris Curtis. And Tom Pepper will lead the offense back out onto the field. Do you have a hot take and you want to show your appreciation for the SFL or show your love for your teammates? The league's new show, SFL Crunch Time, wants to hear from you. You can post a video on Twitter with your take or a shout out and use the hashtag SFL Crunch Time, and you might just appear on this week's show. If you want more details, send Josh Zirkle a direct message on our Discord service, and we'll see you in Crunch Time. Redford trying to develop some crunch time on the field, running over defenders like they're not even there. Gets a gain of 6 yards on the play.
Jacksonville got some great pressure on Pepper, but again, he escapes, gets the pass away, and makes a positive play. 2nd and 4. Might be Redford time. Jacksonville looks like they're ready for him.
Hands the ball off. That one to Sawyer Stern. Stern able to gain 2 on the play. Sets up a 3rd down and 2.
Well, they're halfway there, Mike.
Yes, indeedy. 6 minutes to go here in the first half.
Time is a ticking.
Pepper to Redford. Redford, he is stopped. Stopped a yard shy. It'll be a 4th down and 1. And, 46-yard line, I wouldn't be surprised to see Vancouver keep their offense out on the field. We'll see what they do. Now they do send the punter out. Brian Patrick back at his own 30.
I might try to draw him off sides. I know you hate losing timeouts, but it's the first half, and possibly...
everything's gone your way so far. Why not? Oh, high snap, nearly blocked. And Ellington takes it at the 18, brings it up to the 20. And Dunhill will see what he can do on this drive. So 5 possessions now for the Kings, Matt. 4 of which, the first 4, all ended in turnovers.
Watching the Jacksonville highlights, and I saw a lot of corner routes. I haven't seen one today. I don't know if, Hamilton has tried to take away those routes, but those are some big plays for Jacksonville. They've got none today.
Willis takes a handoff, runs up the middle for a gain of 3. And, Matt, so far the longest play for the Kings has been a 13-yard pass to Jared Willis on a swing route where he's able to get the yards after catch.
Yeah, you need more than that, especially down 21-0. You need those heavy hitters.
Dunhill in the gun now on 2nd down and 7. Steps up into the pocket.
Oh, no.
Throws it.
Oh, yes.
Caught. Oh, no. Turns into an oh, yes for Matt Wilson. And it converts for a first down for Jacksonville. Grayson Willis finally getting involved. His first catch of the ball game.
That's the first oh no, oh yes of the year, Mike. I don't know if I've called too many of those.
There's been plenty of oh no's, but yeah, very, very seldom does it get converted to an oh yes. Grayson Willis with 87 yards on 7 receptions last week, finally getting his first catch of the ball game here tonight. Dunhill hands it off to his brother Jared Willis, who's able to power forward, get all the way up to the 44-yard line, gets another first down on back-to-back plays.
How did he do that, Mike? All I saw was Legion.
I thought he got a gain of 5 and
little spinaroo, a little juke, another juke, a little step back, just carrying people. That's just some fancy footwork by Jared Willis.
Fancy footwork sets up a first down and 10.
It is first work, Mike. It's a first down.
Fancy
first down
work.
on footwork.
That's right. Whatever that means.
It's a new term, Mike.
3 receivers to the bottom. Dunhill hands it off.
Oh, jeez.
Spins the spinaroo. Only nets him 1 this time, Matt. Second down and 9. As time keeps ticking away here in quarter number 2.
Willis taking a beating. Redford Willis taking a beating in this game for minimal yardage, but they still need to keep going to him.
Dunhill back to pass, fires a short one over the middle. That one's complete for another first down. And Matt, we've got an update from Fort Worth. What do you have for us, Cam?
Thank you, Mike. Mike Sangreen, the defending champs, off to a fast start.
Yeah, Cam, can anyone slow these vultures down? I mean, these guys just keep on rolling. Mac Chima takes one from Jack Wigmore in the right corner of the end zone and takes it in 7-0 Baltimore early.
There's another look at it. Back to Mike and Matt in Jacksonville.
Thank you, Cam. First down and 10. Dunhill up to the top. Oh, 2 receivers in the area. Grayson Willis is the one who's able to take it away. It looked like Talon Steele was there, but Willis says, my ball. Gains 5.
So I think the perfect situation for Jacksonville here is to get 7 on the board and run as much clock as possible so Vancouver can't chuck one deep down the field. Even a minute to go could be dangerous.
Absolutely. And Matt, if they can get into the end zone, let's see what they do here as they get another first down. Great move once again by Willis. You know, looking all the way back to the opening kickoff, Matt, that was indeed Jacksonville who kicked it off. So they will be getting the ball to start the second half. If they can score and then get the ball back, we'll see what they can do. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. From Jacksonville, you're watching the Simulation Football League Saturday Showcase presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Jacksonville with a first down and 10 from Vancouver's 31. Hands it off to Willis, and that one goes for no gain on the play. Coming up on the APM Music Halftime Report, Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green will have the top 10 plays from Week 2, plus update you on the action going on in Texas between the Baltimore Vultures and the Fort Worth Toros, part of our bonus coverage here today on Next Level Sports. It's all coming up on the APM Music Halftime Report. Dunhill swings this one out to Willis, turns up field and is able to get out of bounds, stopping the clock with 1:27, setting up a 3rd down and 2 from the 23.
Yeah, it's a good setup play. No, nothing open down the field. No need to push it. 3rd and 2. I mean, depends on the look, Mike. I'd probably come out with in a running formation, and if Vancouver's stuff in the box, audible. But yeah, this is exactly the kind of situation I'd look for. Let's see what Jacksonville ends up doing here. It's a long 2.
They hand it off to Willis. Willis able to get it inside the red zone. 1st down and 10 from the 17. And Matt, the clock is rolling. They have all 3 timeouts, but I think to your point, let some of this clock roll. You don't want to give it back to Vancouver with too much time.
And Willis has kind of been the difference in this drive for Jacksonville, getting him involved more. It'd be a recipe for the second half.
Dunhill looks, fires over the middle into traffic, and somehow caught Shea Carroll. Finally getting involved. His first catch of the ball game, had a big game last week, and catches this one. They hurry back to the line. Dunhill looks, fires to the top. Jared Willis with the catch and brought down. Achilles Papatonis chasing him down, and Jacksonville calls their first timeout.
Said they should have called a timeout before, but they were smarter than me. Hit Willis at the top. Now at the 2, Mike, 2 timeouts. I wouldn't be afraid to run the ball here.
I agree.
You don't want to compact field. Vancouver showing press man and 5 guys coming at you. Oof. Passing is going to be tricky.
Dunhill, he will throw. Short pass over the middle, complete. Touchdown, Kings. Jack Wall with the catch, putting points on the board for Jacksonville.
All in all, it's just a touchdown for Mr. Wall.
I didn't know we were getting a song from you today, Matt.
Oh, it's Jack Wall. Right over the middle. Throw it to the tight end. Nobody around.
Wide open. Defense just not ready for that quick slant by the tight end into the end zone. And just like that, Matt, Jacksonville with points on the board and an opportunity to get the ball back to start the second half. And by doing so, they have the opportunity to potentially make this a 1-score game. But 40 seconds on the board still, Matt. A lot can happen in anything more than 13 seconds, as we learned. So plenty of time left in this one for Vancouver to maybe at least set up a field goal.
Yeah, but I think, Jacksonville ran as much time as you probably could have under that series. They got the score. They're going to kick the ball off. Probably won't be down to the end zone. So you're going to run another 5 seconds off. So it'll be 35 seconds from maybe I'll say 35 from the 23.
Chris Curtis takes this one from the 6. Bringing it up through the middle and gets them all the way up to the 29-yard line with 36 seconds to go. We will see what sort of formation they come out in, Matt.
Yeah, that kick was really shorter than I thought. Must be some gusty winds. And, Vancouver, are they going to just say, you know what, we're happy with our 14-point lead, don't want to throw a pick, or are they going to try to wheel and deal it down the field?
And they just hand this one off to Redford, who's met right at the line by John Martin and a host of Jacksonville defenders. They will let the clock roll, and that could very well bring us to halftime. I expect maybe one more snap.
Jared Willis, 3.6 yards a carry, but on that last drive, it must have been closer to 5. So that's a little misleading.
Yeah. Ball is handed off to Redford again. Blockers and crossing midfield. No, he's tackled right at midfield. They call a timeout. Matt, they set up range for a Hail Mary, it looks like.
Yeah, I saw that, and I'm like, uh-oh, this could spring big. And it didn't spring probably as big as, Vancouver was hoping for, not in field goal range. So let's just toss it up to the end zone and see what happens. And I don't know why Andy Hamilton's mad at his quarterback, but we'll find out at halftime.
A halftime storyline to be unveiled. Tom Pepper now in the gun, 4 receivers out to his right. 3 down linemen for the Kings. And
Plenty
Pepper,
of time.
as time, steps up, fires deep down the field into the end zone, and that one falls harmlessly to the turf and incomplete. 000 on the clock here after the first half of action. 21-7, Vancouver Legion out in front over the Jacksonville Kings. The APM Music SFL Halftime Report is next with Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green. After this, you're watching the Simulation Football League Saturday Showcase presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports.
Welcome to the SFL Halftime Report along with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine. What a start for the Vancouver Legion, up 21-0. Jacksonville made something of that last drive of the first half and avoided a Hail Mary disaster. Wouldn't that have been something? But Vancouver only up 14, kind of a minor miracle at this point.
Yeah, Cam, actually, this score could be, a lot more lopsided at this point. Vancouver, they didn't seem to take advantage of all the opportunities that were given to them by Jacksonville there in the first half, in particular the first quarter. It was saw 4 turnovers there in the first quarter alone, 3 interceptions along with the fumble by Talon Steele. This game could be a whole lot different right now, but kudos to Jacksonville. They fought back, valiantly, and to get back in this game with a late touchdown, to get the ball coming out in the second half, man, we'll see if they can get it turned around.
And Jacksonville has been a second half team. I mean, they've both of their wins in the first 2 weeks have come down the stretch late in the fourth quarter. So this is the last team you want to have hang around. Winner goes to 3-0. Mike, we had a great week 2. We've got your top 10 plays for everybody that missed all the games and all the action. It was a fun one. Take a look.
Look at this, Wade. 5 defensive backs for Houston. 4 of them are already in the end zone. Wigmore is going to go there. Irvin has the ball. Is he in the end zone? They're going to say yes. Touchdown. Baltimore strikes again. Ivory Irvin.
And just picking up where he left off
last game when he had 11 receptions, 97 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Terrell Adams, as I said, the newest rookie in town. Nice throw is going to be picked off by Florida. The tip drill works to perfection, and Florida's going to have the ball at the Portland 35-yard line.
Well, and we were talking as we were going into this game about how the Florida secondary has really been a point of focus coming into this week.
Foles to get the ball back to start the second half. Bobby Ray Bouchamp to kick it away. AJ Levy back to return at about the 3. Bit of a diving catch there to return it. Going to bring it up to the 20, 25. Has room to go with the 30. And the 40, 45, 50.
No way.
Go to the 40, 30,
He's going.
25, 20. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Sioux Falls. Let's see if St. Louis can answer in kind. Kick on the way. Going to be taken at about the 10. Right out to the 20, 25. Kaufman goes to the left side. He's got room to run. He's on the 45, 50, 45, 40. He's got the Jets running. And it's going to be a return to sender. Touchdown, St. Louis.
Anything.
Deuce with the catch, 33 on the clock and counting, gonna air it out past the defense, Lone Star has it, they're gonna be into the end zone, touchdown Greg Soto as they take the lead.
In the defense, Soto, you, Soto, me, Soto in the end zone as he finds a way, and London just is scratching their heads as they cannot figure out how he found a way to get behind.
Downhill throw on 3rd down. Throws, hit as he throws, and it's caught. Touchdown, they call it as he reached across the plane. Grayson Willis with a big-time catch.
Grayson Willis, he got to come up with that football because you can see his quarterback took a big hit.
Here, 1st and 10, 2 wides to the right side. Be a handoff up the middle to Wells. He's going to push and keeps going. He's got nobody in front of him. Only the one man behind him, and he's going to go all the way. 49 yards. Touchdown, Sioux Falls.
This year, he only had 19 yards on 14 carries last week, and now he gets his first rushing touchdown of the year. He had a receiving touchdown last week.
For the end zone. And in this side of the field, just try to throw it deep. Joseph Green is going to check it down, and it's picked off and being returned past midfield to the 40-yard line, to the 30, being chased by Doug Britton. Is he going to get there to the 10, to the 5? No, he's not. Touchdown, Tulsa. What a change of pace in this game.
Glenn, you're right, what a read that was, and look at that, he really picked that up in stride, and no one could have touched him. This turned the game around for Tulsa as well. It's what they needed. Their offense was stifled.
127. As the handoff this time goes to Scott Johnson. He has a lot of room. Scott
there he goes.
Blocking. Scott Johnson breaks a tackle. He goes to the 35, to the 30, breaks another tackle, to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Vegas!
He has entered the stadium. He has let his presence known. How many tackles did he break? He broke this one. He broke another one downfield, and then after this one, nobody was able to touch him.
Nice snap. And it's going to be, evades the tackle! It's a long bomb to the back of the end zone! And complete, no touchdown! Wow!
And I mean, credit to OJ Bruin for having the confidence to just throw it up into what is that pentuple coverage there.
Dunhill in the gun. He's back to pass. Pumps once. Over the middle. Caught. And the goal line. Touchdown, Jacksonville! Kingston Ellington becomes the hero for the Kings. And Jacksonville might possibly walk out of Charleston with a come from behind victory.
A couple of game winners in that block, Mike, and a lot of fun, a lot of great plays from week 2.
Yeah, Kingston Ellington, that one we saw at number 1. He's been coming up big for Jacksonville so far. The first couple of weeks, had a big punt return in week 1, as we saw him right there with a big opportunity there, and a touchdown there at the end of that game to put that, put Jacksonville ahead late with Charleston and seal that victory for them. Yeah, he's been coming up big. We'll see if he can make some plays here in the second half to get these guys back in the game.
And that's what we've been talking about. These Jacksonville Kings unit in the second half, they've been great the first couple of weeks. Fort Worth's hoping for some greatness in the second half because they are really struggling. Johnny Reno's got to be throwing his hands up. He's only thrown 4 passes. There's 7 minutes to go in that first half. Baltimore's up 10-0.
Yeah, Fort Worth, they like to do, a balanced attack over there. But, Johnny Reno, he's come out the gate on fire. The first couple games, 6 touchdown passes thus far. But the rookie's having trouble figuring out this Vultures defense so far. Jason Williams, he's been struggling on the ground a little bit in this game as well. But a little bit kudos to that Fort Worth defense so far. They've kind of, Baltimore, they haven't been explosive. They're up 10-0 right now, but they've kind of, held their own a little bit, but that offense got to give them something up before this Baltimore offense gets rolling.
And J.L. Browning for Fort Worth is currently out with an injury. He leads the league in tackles right now, so that would be a big loss if he is out for the long term. All right, well, Jacksonville hung around. They were down 21-0 really early. It's 21-7. Vancouver protecting a 14-point lead. This has been the APM Music Halftime Report, and we'll be back for the second half after this here on Next Level Sports.
And welcome back to Jacksonville, Florida for the start of the second half. I am Mike Daggs, joined in the booth by Matt Wilson, the Hall of Famer. We've got Gerald Smith and Ike McBride with us on stats. Cameron Irvine is producing. Kingston Ellington is returning. And Marcus Dunhill is coming back out onto the field to get the second half started. 15 of 18 in the first half. Matt, his only 3 incompletions were picks. So, 3 bad incompletions to have, but otherwise was perfect on the day. He does have a touchdown pass and looking to get back up into this one now after being down by 3 scores early. Dunhill to throw. That one down to the bottom. A short gain of 3 on the play to Shea Carroll.
Yeah, but Mike, look, 6.2 yards per attempt. That is far too low to usually win a football game. That's what you would hope your running back would average on a good day. Needs to push that closer to 7 or 8 the second half.
Don't look now, Matt, but it's going to be a pass.
Oh, boy.
Here we go. Dunhill looks, fires over the middle, has his target, and it's good for a nice gain, a lot more than 6 yards. Matt, it looks like he gained about 12 on that one.
Zachary Patton.
Patton with the catch.
Just a clean pocket finally for Dunhill, and Patton makes a nice grab.
First down and 10 from the 39-yard line. Looks like we might see Jared Willis now in the second half. Nope, still going to be another pass. This time a short one over the middle to Jack Wall. Had the touchdown near the end of the first half.
Yeah, I like him throwing out of the 2 tight end set. It forces Vancouver to go heavier, and it seems to be much less risky pass. You're only down 14, so you can take your time on this drive. And, well, here we go.
Here we go again. Dunhill looks, fires, and that one's caught. Oh, threading the needle once again. Mark Lopez in on the coverage, but Patton with back-to-back catches gets another first down.
Well, he helped win the war, Mike, and now he's helping in this game right down the middle of the field. Those are passes that were being picked earlier. Now Dunhill seems to be on the same page with his receivers, at least so far on this drive.
I could be wrong, Matt, but I don't believe that's General Patton, but
maybe it's Sergeant Patton.
A descendant, perhaps. Dunhill fires
to
the corner, and it's
there
caught. Jack Wall climbing the ladder, catching the ball, first down and 10 from the 19.
Wasted my song, Mike. I don't know any more Wall songs. That's a great grab by Jack Wall. Throw it to the tight ends. Like I say, you don't need to get it all in one big shot. Just could run the ball, but no, I guess they want to get it back in one shot. Just be careful, Dunhill.
Dunhill playing with fire. Throws over the middle. That one somehow caught again. All the Jacksonville fans just leaving their bodies on each one of these throws. Kingston Ellington with the catch. And Jacksonville on a drive.
So far, Dunhill is still perfect on the day.
Dunhill hands it off to Willis. Willis surges forward and gets the first down. First and goal from the 6.
This is where, if Vancouver's playing back, where's your quick out route? Where's your screen to the halfback? Something like that would work pretty well here, I believe. And yeah, look how far Vancouver's playing off, right top of the screen, just audible to an out at the top. Dunhill, just throw it.
Dunhill looks
right there,
fires out to the top. Touchdown, Shea Carroll. And Matt, what a way to come out and start the second half. You just march right down the field, get another touchdown pass. Marcus Dunhill shaking off the 3 first half interceptions, keeps on firing, and touchdown for the Kings.
Yeah, their zone, never played a zone that far to the end zone, which I don't know why. And if I'm a quarterback and I see my receiver one-on-one top of the screen with 10 yards of space, just quick out, throw, touchdown. And Jacksonville back in this game, and Dunhill has not missed.
He hasn't missed except for the picks, Matt.
Those are completions too.
Drive. Extra point is up, and it is good. And don't look now, Matt, but we have a 1-score ball game. Visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for links to apparel from Sector 6, the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League, and SFL mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotions. Sector 6 features replica team jerseys and completely customized jackets, flags, t-shirts, and more. You can get the gear that fans wear with Sector 6, 97 Sports Promotions, and the SFL. Kick taken back from the 2. Chris Curtis brings it out to the 23-yard line, and we'll get our first look at the Vancouver offense here in half number 2. Tom Pepper, 13 of 15, 147 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half, a 147.1 quarterback rating, Matt. And, we saw the stats comparison in the first half, and it was extremely lopsided, and now looks a lot more even, except for the turnovers. Robert Redford gets the handoff and gains 2 on the play. And, Matt, you heard during the halftime report, Cameron Irvine talking about how Jacksonville's been a second-half team, and we've already seen it on offense, marching right down the field and scoring the touchdown. Could we see the number 1 ranked takeaway defense rear its head now.
Yeah, if you're Vancouver, you're kind of getting maybe a little antsy. You know, you had 21 zip lead, and now it's almost evaporated. So
Pepper deep down the middle. That one's complete, hitting Brett Killian all the way up at the 49-yard line. And thought that we might see a possible turnover there as the ball seemed to float.
If that was Connor Darien, maybe he went for the. Yeah. It was Greg Gaines. Instead of attacking the ball, he kind of retreated and tried to go for the catch. But if he attacks the ball, it's a pick. So
Vancouver's 5 for 65 now on the day with a touchdown. Moving up to number 3 all-time. Short dump off there using the check down. And the check down good for 9.9.
Big number 87, James Walters, the tight end. That's why you throw it to the tight end, because, 3 becomes 9.
At least when they catch it.
Yes.
As he did there. 2 backs now in the backfield. Pepper under center. 7 on the line for the Kings. Ball's handed off to Redford, runs past the first 7 and is able to get a nice gain up to the 35-yard line. So a good answer so far from Vancouver as they're on the outskirts of field goal range.
Yeah, and now you got to Jacksonville, you got to think, well, when are we going to get a turnover? Because you got to be able to shut down the Vancouver offense for at least one series to have a shot at tying the game.
Yeah, absolutely. With Vancouver having 4 takeaways.
Oh!
And a quick pass falls incomplete, trying to hit Kendra Hall and unable to connect on that one.
Warning over at Jacksonville, maybe thought there was some interference. It looked like a messy play, whatever it was.
Yeah, all inside 5 yards, though, so you won't see a flag on that too often.
Well, players love to complain, Mike.
That's true.
There's Jacksonville again. Press.
Pepper. Short drop. Quick pass over the middle. Wide open. Kendra Hall sliding to the turf at the 18-yard line with another catch. Sets up the Legion with a first down and 10 inside the red zone.
Kendra didn't need to slide. There's nobody in the middle of the field. If she just kept running, it would have been all over.
Yeah, pass just a little too far out in front. Otherwise, she might have been able to stay on her feet and keep on running.
I don't know what defense that was. The Olay defense.
The Olay. 5 catches for 77 yards now and a touchdown for Kendra Hall. Pepper will throw. Out route down to the bottom. Hauled in by Walters. And good for a gain of 6.
Now you're definitely in field goal range. So if you're the Jacksonville defense, need to stiffen up, at least at minimum force a field goal, because you don't want you don't want Vancouver driving down the field, taking a decent amount of time off the clock and scoring a touchdown. We may be seeing a run off tackle here to the top.
Nope. And Pepper instead does the long handoff to Redford. Redford getting past the first tackler and gets the first down. Sets up a first down and goal from the 4.
Yeah, I thought they had Redford dead to rights, little spinaroo, and then he just turns those legs for an extra couple yards. Watch this impact, Mike. Look, I'm just keep moving those feet.
First down and goal. Pepper hands it off to Redford. Redford stuffed behind the line, brought down for a loss. Buster Johnson's been busting this offensive line all day, Matt. He's got a sack, tackle for a loss, and multiple other tackles. Great job by the rookie.
Yeah, Johnson's been out of all the guys on the line, you'd think he'd be, guy you wouldn't necessarily call on, but it looks like Vancouver's going to either spool up another screen or another outside run. Let's see which one it's going to be. Uh-oh.
Pepper looks, fires to Redford. Redford brought down from back-to-back plays behind the line of scrimmage. Read perfectly by the defense. J.R. Lawless.
Yeah.
Oh, John a little bit there, too.
Redford
You're still down by 7 there, Lawless.
Yeah, Redford tried to fight the law, and the law won.
Yes, he did, indeed. 3rd down and goal. The crowd on their feet here in Jacksonville. Can they get a takeaway or at least a stop? Pepper, deep drop, looks, fires towards the end zone. That one's caught. Touchdown, Chris Curtis. Vancouver responds to Jacksonville's touchdown with one of their own.
We've seen this before, Mike. Corner. Jacksonville defense is not covering those middle corner routes and just wide open. There's enough. Oh, man. Just enough space there. I don't know. If I'm or Jacksonville, like, you got to cover those corners in the end zone. You just got to blanket it. But wide open. Great throw by Pepper, and Jacksonville is mounting a comeback, but Vancouver says for now, stop to that.
Extra point is up, and it is good. Nearly 28-14. Now Vancouver out in front. We're going to take a short break, and we will be right back to see if Jacksonville can respond once again. You're watching the Simulation Football League Saturday Showcase presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Welcome back to Jacksonville. 2-win kicks the ball off to Ellington. Ellington takes it from the 2 and brings it up to the 23-yard line where Jacksonville will get started back on offense. But first, let's go back to SFL Studios for a game break. Cam?
Thanks, Dag. St. Green, never not trust the defending champs with the clock.
Yeah, Cam, you don't know which way to go with this team. If it's not Chima, then through the air, or Irvin through the air, then they have Jimmy has it off right tackle, scores right before the half, 17-3 at the half for Baltimore.
Perfectly executed. Fort Worth's got the ball now. Early third, back to Mike and Matt with the second ball.
Thank you, Cam. 2nd down and 10 now after Dunhill's first true incompletion of the ball game. That's the first pass he's thrown that has hit the turf. Dean Maddox in on the coverage.
Jacksonville desperately needs another drive like they had before. Still plenty of time left to drive down the field and mix it up. They've had good luck with this set in the second half, but I don't know. I think it's only a matter of time before they get burned, either with a sack or with a pick.
We'll see what happens. Dunhill fires over the middle. That one's tipped. Oh, my goodness. Kingston Ellington gets his hands on the ball, but pops it up in the air. Drew Hamilton involved in what almost was another takeaway. 3rd down and 10. And Matt, you're right. To your point, really need to make something out of this drive. finding themselves down by 2 scores once again. They need to score, and then they need their defense to step up big. But first, a 3rd down and 10. Dunhill in the gun. Looks, fires, and that one's easily taken away. Throws it right to Drew Hamilton. He's having an absolute day and picks it off, sets up Vancouver in great starting field position from the Jacksonville 29-yard line. 3 picks for Hamilton.
And he must be so proud of his son. I think it's his son. But yeah, just a great pick by Hamilton there. And Jacksonville, I just figured, Mike, they pass. Eventually, Vancouver's going to get their hands on the ball, and they did. And they couldn't have come at a worse time, at a worse field position on the 29-yard line, already in field goal range. You don't want it to be a 3-possession ball game with this much time left. And the Jacksonville defense needs to get a pick.
Tom Pepper throws down to the bottom. Chris Curtis with a nice gain on the play. Drew Hamilton, Matt, 8 tackles, a forced fumble, and 3 picks, having an absolute day.
Yeah, it could be up for Defensive Player of the Week with a performance like that.
No, absolutely.
4 turnovers caused by one man. I mean, that's enough to change an entire game.
Right, and 3 of those turnovers have resulted in touchdowns. We'll see what this one comes up to. Ball's handed off to Redford. Redford's not able to gain more than a yard on the play. Will set up Vancouver with a 3rd down and 4.
Man, they just haven't been able to sack Pepper. You know what I mean? He's just too much talent on that O-line.
Yeah.
And you'd think 4 able-bodied men paid pretty well, including Taekwon Hale, he would have gotten there eventually.
Yeah, Taekwon Hale, one of the leading sack artists in the league. Tom Pepper going deep, and it's finally taken away by the Jacksonville defense, and it couldn't have come at a better time for them. Greg Gaines with the pick, and it'll set Jacksonville back up on offense at their own 5.
Oh, Gaines going up a floor to grab this one, Mike, and couldn't have come at a better time. Jacksonville in a rough spot. This is where you got to lean on Jared Willis, I think, a little bit. If he gets 5 yards, you're kind of out of danger. But if not, it's going to be an iffy passing situation. You don't want to get a safety here.
Dunhill hands it off to Willis indeed, but Vancouver was ready for that one, Matt. Wrapped up and tackled for only a gain of 1 on the play. Brought down by Josh Farnsey. Sets up a 2nd down and 9.
I'd come out in the same set, Mike, and maybe try to throw off that, get Jack Wall involved. But we got trips to the bottom, so.
Trips to the bottom, Wall to the top. They hand it off to Willis. Oh, what a juke! And he's off to the races. 30-yard line, and finally brought down by the one and only Drew Hamilton at the 33-yard line. But, Matt, the Kings are out of danger, and 1st down from the 33.
Yeah, Drew Hamilton, again, saving the day, just cold shouldering Jared Willis, launching him into orbit. But that gives Jacksonville a great chance now on this drive on the 33 to run whatever they want.
Jared Willis getting that average over 5 yards per carry now. Short drop for Dunhill. Fires that one over the middle to Grayson Willis. Grayson good for a gain of 7. Sets up a 2nd down and 3. And, Matt, the Kings fortunate after throwing another pick to get the ball back on a pick of their own. And still looking at a 2-score ball game as we tick away the final seconds of the 3rd quarter.
I still say they got plenty of time. They just need to get 7 on this drive, which is not easy.
Willis takes the handoff, hitting the backfield, and could not get around his own offensive lineman. Brought down for a loss. Once again, Josh Farnsey putting a stop to the running effort.
Yeah, they've tried that run twice now with this drive, and both times it has not been successful. So 3rd and 5. I think you go to the air, but I think you bring in those tight ends for extra targets.
Well, we'll find out what they decide to do once we get the 4th quarter started. 3 quarters in the books. 11 minutes remains here in Jacksonville as the Legion are out in front, but Jacksonville in possession of the football and on a drive. You're watching the Simulation Football League Saturday Showcase presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. And welcome back to Jacksonville, Florida for 3rd down and 5. They're going to go with a Willis handoff. And that does not look to be the right call, Matt, as Mark Lopez fires into the backfield, sets up a 4th down. Matt, we're going to send it back to SFL Studios for a game break. Cameron Irvine, what do you got?
I got the defending champs dominating, Mike.
Yeah, Cam, this just in. Baltimore, they're just better than everybody else. And, I would crown them right now if I could. But, yeah, Ivory Irvin here with a touchdown pass from Jack Wigmore, his 2nd on the day. Baltimore dominating right now, 24-2.
Last 7 quarters for Baltimore, they're outscoring Texas 51-9. Back to Mike and Matt, Jacksonville.
Thank you, Cam. Matt, I don't know if Baltimore can be stopped.
Luckily, we're not in Texas. We're in Mexico, so
that's true.
Doesn't count.
Come find us down here, Baltimore. So back to Jacksonville, where we are right now. Vancouver with a 2-score lead and possession of the football after getting a key 3rd down stop on that 3rd down and 5. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Pepper under center, hands the ball off to Redford again, looking to bleed away some of this clock, Matt, as we're inside 10 minutes to go in the ball game. Out in front by 14, 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting if they just give it to Redford again. They've had pretty good luck. Uh-oh. Well, it's a screen or an off-tackle run, barring some kind of crazy situation.
Redford with the handoff and off-tackle indeed. Gets the 1st down up to the 44-yard line. Moves the chains, Matt. A fresh set of downs.
Yeah, and every 1st down is just clock bleeding for Jacksonville. They need another turnover or just to stop Vancouver relatively soon.
5 turnovers to 1, Matt. That's the story of the game so far.
Well, I did say turnovers were a big part of this game with 2 passing offenses, and it's been all Jacksonville as far as turnovers.
Oh. Nice blocks out in front for Redford, but he got himself turned around after a gain of 4. We'll give him forward progress up to their own 48-yard line, 2nd down and 6.
Jacksonville, or when Vancouver comes out in that 3-back set, Jacksonville's got to have someone at the top of the screen to block or to tackle. They just haven't been able to do it.
Pepper pitches it to Redford. This time wrapped up in the backfield and tackled for a loss. Brought down on the play by Forrest Dalton and Terrence Pearson.
My favorite play, Mike, the old toss.
Ye old toss.
Works 1% of the time.
1%. Tom Pepper in the gun. Will throw on 3rd down and 7. Throwing for 1st down yardage.
Oh, he caught it!
No, caught. I thought it was taken away, but it's not. It's complete. Hauled in by Chris Curtis. 1st down and 10 from the Jacksonville 27.
How did that happen? Boy, I thought Jacksonville had a beat on that one right there, and then, oh, man.
Yeah, it looked like Bernard Gooden had it, Matt. Went for the
one-handed
right in his face. The disrespect.
Oh, the old Willie Mays special, the one-handed catch. Gooden, again, needed to attack that ball a little more. Or at least, get in Curtis's face. He didn't do it. He went for the pick, and that was a disaster.
Yep. Pepper in the gun again. Fires down to the bottom, and that one jumping catch from BK12. Gets the 1st down at the 14 inside the red zone. Matt, they're looking to make this a 3-score game.
Yeah, and the clock's ticking away. Vancouver's moving the ball well, and looks like nothing Jacksonville can do at this point. They had a chance to get a couple of picks, and they've just missed their opportunities.
Yeah, they need another pick here.
No pressure again.
Oh, hit as he throws, and the moon ball hauled in by Redford and still gains 2 on the play.
Geez, think if there was a DB in position, Mike, that could have been housed.
Yep. Pick taken to the house, 1-score ball game, but instead it's 2nd down and 8. And Vancouver will get a couple more shots at the end zone here. 8 plays, 57 yards so far on this drive, and Robert Redford adds a few more to it there. Sets up a 3rd down and 5 after a short gain of 3.
And this could be it for Jacksonville. If they don't stop them here, even a 1st down is really detrimental to the clock situation. And if I'm Vancouver, I'm going to... Here we go, way off to the top of the screen again.
Here we go, Matt.
Nope.
Pepper, play action. Fires to the bottom of the screen. Oh, it's taken away! And he's running as fast as he can past the 30. And Tender Hall chases him down from behind. Otherwise, that could have been 6. The pick brought back all the way to the 37-yard line. And, Matt, that couldn't have come at a better time. Once again, Will Parker, one of the backup free safeties, with the takeaway.
Slick Willie Parker there. Boy, if he had a little more juice, yeah, he would have been gone. Who would have thought? Willie, there's 3 corners and 2 safeties on the Jacksonville lineup that are paid big bucks, but Slick Willie gets the pick.
Oh, and saves the game for the Kings so far, Matt. I mean, they're still down 2 scores, but if they went down by 3 scores, it's game over at this point. But now they have an opportunity to get back into it. That isn't going to get it done. The Jared Willis run for a loss of 2, hurting his yards and his average, brought down by Mark Lopez in the backfield.
Don't think that's the play. Jacksonville now needs those 4 and 5 wide sets. They got to move the ball down faster. Come out with the 2 tight end look here. Hopefully it's some kind of pass.
Hey, they got to throw at this point. You're down 2 scores and the clock's rolling. Dunhill throws it right to the Legion. Not what he was hoping for, but it falls incomplete. Earl Fields the 4th. Getting his hands on the ball.
Oof.
Looked like it was right to him, like he was running the route for the receiver, and Dunhill's like, I got you. Oh, wait, you're not on my team. 3rd down and 12 now. Need to at least get half of this back on this one, Matt, and set up a 4th and manageable. Dunhill sees something. He wants to make a change. Dunhill to throw, and that one's right back to the Legion. Picked off and going back the other way. Dean Maddox getting the pick. And that'll put an end to that drive, Matt.
A receiver looked open at the bottom of the screen, but what? Just Maddox skying for the pick. Oh, man.
Yep. Maddox with the jump, but Matt, that ball needed to be much higher.
Yeah, another pick.
Another pick indeed. Marcus Dunhill, 5 interceptions now on the day. It's very, very difficult to win a ball game throwing 5 picks. Nigh impossible.
Oh!
That run taken by Sawyer Stern up the middle for a loss of 1, but it will indeed keep the clock rolling.
John Martin there with the tackle, trying to save the game for his team, but I mean they're gonna have to get unlucky with Pepper throwing another pick, maybe to a guy that makes a little more money with a little more speed. Oh,
Redford with the handoff, and Matt, at what point would you start considering using your timeouts being down 2 scores? Would you do it now to conserve time or hold on to them?
I like to hold on to them because you can score quick with 3 timeouts. It forces the offense to not run the ball 3 straight times and the game's over. They have to play ball. Let's see. This is a key 3rd down, biggest of the game. Can they get pressure, force Pepper into a rash decision?
4 wideouts, play action. Pepper has time. Pocket collapsing, fires down to the bottom.
Oh, he
Pepper
didn't get
Hall
it.
with the catch, but short. In Jacksonville territory, Matt, from the 40, do you just go for the kill shot here and go for it on 4th?
Oh, man, yeah, I think I would. You only need 2 yards. I mean, at least try to fake them out. You're up 2 scores, so you don't really need the timeouts too bad, but they're going to punt. If this punt goes out of the end zone, oh boy. 20-yard net, not the best.
And the punt is away. We'll see where it lands. It's going to land at the 4 and
Oh,
roll
boy.
straight into the end zone. So to your point, Matt, only a net of 20. Coverage of the Simulation Football League on Next Level Sports continues next Saturday, February 5th, starting at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Top drafted quarterback Johnny Reno takes his Fort Worth squad up north to take on Queen City, followed by Florida going all the way west to visit the Los Angeles Lycans. Bonus coverage will include Mexico City and D.C., along with Vancouver and Charleston. Visit NLSE.com to find Next Level Sports in your area. Marcus Dunhill in the gun on first down.
All right,
they
Marcus.
need to score here.
Throw it to your own team. Oh, no.
And Ellington with the catch. Only a gain of 6.
That ain't going to do it. You got to go deeper. It's risky, but got to be done. Where's the deep post corner? Come on, let's see one.
Longest pass tonight. Wow. Swatted down. Longest pass tonight for the Kings, Matt. Only 19 yards. And they're going to need double that on these next few series.
I think they got more of that on the pick of Pepper.
They're down and 4.
Hats off to the Vancouver defense. I mean, they prevented the big plays.
Absolutely.
Jacksonville had a ton of them last game.
They sure did, and we're just not seeing it today. Vancouver doing an excellent job shutting it down. They are able to convert and keep the drive alive on that one. As a short pass to Zachary Patton.
Slants show. Let's see if they got an audible out of it or not. Yeah, they do.
Dunhill down to the bottom, complete, and getting out of bounds. Shea Carroll with 3:19 to go falls past the line to gain and stops the clock.
Can't be angry at that. Got the ball off quick, got out of bounds. You set it downs. You're at midfield pretty much. You gotta somehow catch the Legion secondary napping, either across the middle or in the deep corner. I mean, look how close they're playing. Just run a go route and see. You got Grayson Willis.
The safeties are at or within 10 yards.
Just go deep.
This could be the opportunity. Dunhill looks, fires over the middle, and that one is complete for a gain of 9. Oh, I got scared. I thought it was taken away. Drew Hamilton lurking in the area. Makes the tackle. The turnover machine today. High snap corralled in by Dunhill, going deep over the middle, and that one's dropped. I thought it was taken away. Mark Lopez with his hands on the ball. He was targeting Grayson Willis. Lopez grabs it, falls harmlessly to the turf, though. 3rd down and 1.
That ball had a lot of helium in it, Mike. It wasn't looking too good. Whenever those balls hang in the air, it makes me real nervous.
Zachary Patton with 51 yards on 4 catches. Caught everything that's come his way. He's got the long on the day of 19. Short drop out, and that one's complete to Shea Carroll. Gets the first down and stops the clock. A smart play, I would say.
A challenge.
Yeah, it could be, yeah. But,
close.
On 3rd down and 1, you want him to go to in. There's the challenge you asked for. We'll see what happens. I thought he was in.
Well, we know how Andy Hamilton is on challenges.
he was out of bounds.
Nate Stevens, round 2. Here we go.
Shea Carroll catches. Let's see. Possession. I mean, his left foot was in, then his right foot steps out.
Did he have full possession?
We will see. And the ruling on the field is
and Hamilton's streak continues.
Sideline awareness for Coach Andy Hamilton. It's
0.
So the ruling on the field will stand as called. Drew Hamilton with the 3 picks on the day. 4 wide receivers on the field for the Kings. Dunhill goes deep over the middle. Drops the pick yet again. Mark Lopez, he's going to need to practice on that jugs machine, Matt. All his teammates getting picks, and he's just swatting them down like.
Why does Dunhill keep throwing these balls to the middle of the field, Mike? They've not attacked the sidelines enough, especially deep. It's just not working.
Second down and 10.
And you got Major Key and Ashley Rose Finch have been really quiet, and I mean, part of the reason is they haven't attacked him, and I know they're great corners, but sometimes you got to take your shot.
Dunhill to Willis.
Oh.
Willis only a gain of 2, and they'll go into the hurry up. 2:45 and counting here in this one. Dunhill with 40 pass attempts now. Deep play action. Goes deep down the right side, and that one's taken away. Drop back by Ashley Rose Finch.
Well,
She says, have I been quiet? Let me make some noise for Vancouver and help seal this win.
Like Spider-Woman, Mike. Ashley Rose Finch. Look at, I don't have the ball, really. And then skying for that one is Rose Finch, and that just about ends this game.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. This Legion defense has just been all over the field. You know, they knew the assignment coming in was going to be pass defense. And boy, oh boy, have they played pass defense.
Yeah.
They had 4 turnovers in the first 2 games. They had 7 turnovers, 7 takeaways, I should say, in this one. 6 picks and a fumble recovery. And now all they need to do is run the clock out. A nice run by Redford with a flag on the play. Our first flag of the ball game, Matt, comes 2 minutes, 29 seconds to go. And it's an illegal block in the back call on Vancouver, and that'll push them back.
Well, that gives the Kings 0.001% chance of, improvement in victory there.
I think that all that did was delay the inevitable. It makes them replay the down, but the time still ticked away. So that was really that was all for worse.
It might force Vancouver into a passing situation, though, and
I don't think it will. I think they'll be content with just running this next play and bringing us to the 2-minute warning. We'll see. Redford off tackle to the right with room to spare. He gets back most of the penalty yardage. And we'll keep the clock rolling as we see the halfback comparison. Matt, the stats very similar between the two backs, just like they were last week. Difference obviously being the air attack and the takeaways. As we tick down to the 2-minute warning, Vancouver out in front, 28-14 over the hometown Jacksonville Kings. Vancouver in possession of the ball. Find out how this one ends on the other side. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. And welcome back to Jacksonville for the conclusion of this game. I'm Mike Daggs. He's Matt Wilson, Gerald Smith, and Ike McBride with us on stats duty. Robert Redford with the football and brings that one up to the 39-yard line. Coming up on the APM Music post-game update, we will see Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green break down the first slate of games and preview what's next here on Next Level Sports coverage of the Simulation Football League. It's all coming up on the post-game update immediately following the conclusion of this game.
Here we go. Here comes the pass, Mike. This is Jacksonville's last chance. They get a pick six.
Pepper throws, and it's not a pick six, Matt, but it is a stop. Jacksonville will burn their first timeout. Chris Curtis tackled at the 43-yard line.
Yeah, Storm
And
was
Vancouver
injured on the
will
last.
punt.
Storm was injured on the last play, which was a free timeout. So, little luck there for Jacksonville. Now let's see if kind of punt Patrick gets. Maybe we get a touchdown on a punt return, Mike. Those are rare, but they're awfully spicy when they happen. Yeah, Stern. Sorry, not Stern.
Patrick punts this one away, taken by Ellington. It will not, oh dear, it will not be a punt return for a touchdown, Matt, but it will set up Marcus Dunhill and the Kings 74 yards away from the goal line, and they need a touchdown. And depending on what they do with those two timeouts, they'll need an onside kick. I mean, they'll go for the onside kick either way, but if they're able to hang on to these timeouts, it could at least mean that if they don't get the onside kick, it's not necessarily over. It just all depends on what happens on this next drive. So let's see what they do. Dunhill, quick pass to Ellington. Ellington tackled at the 36. They'll hurry back to the line.
Need deeper plays to attack the sidelines.
4 wide receivers on the field. Dunhill keeps attacking the middle. Into coverage. Picked off once again. Drew Hamilton. My goodness, if he's not the player of the game, he's been robbed. 4 interceptions and a forced fumble. My goodness.
He's playing receiver out there, Mike.
Yeah, he's just waiting. He just knows that Dunhill's going to throw it his way, and he's just waiting to take it. Drew Hamilton with 4 picks, 9 tackles, a forced fumble, 2 assists.
If he doesn't win Defensive Player of the Week, it might be a robbery. I mean, I haven't watched the rest of the games, and there's still more games to be had, but that's a heck of a performance.
That's a performance that's going to be hard to do better than. Jacksonville burns their second timeout with 1:22 to go. Second down and 5. Pepper will be content to hand this one off to Redford and force Jacksonville to burn their final timeout. And then it'll just be a matter of, can they get a first down? If they get a first down right here, it's all over. Ball is taken by Redford, and they will not get the first down right here. Jacksonville will burn that final timeout, sets up a 3rd down and 4. And we'll see what happens on this next snap, Matt. First down wins it. Anything less, and Jacksonville will have one more opportunity.
A last gasp.
Pepper under center, offset eye, letting this clock tick away. Redford takes the ball, and he gets the first down, and Vancouver runs it for the victory. As we will see, one kneel down, Robert Redford passing the 100-yard mark. And Matt, that's what will seal the win. You mentioned it in the opening, both not only turnovers, but you also mentioned the running game. If one of these running backs was able to get going, it could also spell victory. And Vancouver did everything right in this one. They got the takeaways. That's 8 turnovers in this game, 1 away from tying the record from an Orlando Santa Fe game back in the day.
I don't want to talk about it.
And, yeah, now they'll just have to kneel this one away, and that'll be all she wrote. Along with those turnovers, Robert Redford passing the 100-yard mark. Tom Pepper, 26 of 31, 274 yards. He had 3 touchdowns in this one after coming off a rare no touchdown performance last week. Spreading the ball around, Matt, Brett Killian with 78 yards, Kendra Hall with 84, Chris Curtis with 70, James Walters, the tight end, with only 25. A travesty of justice. Throw it to the tight end more next time, Vancouver. It's unacceptable. But an all-around great team performance by Vancouver. A convincing victory as we hit 0 in this one. Vancouver wins it 28-14 over the Kings. Matt, your final thoughts in this one?
Just too many turnovers. Turnovers and deep plays. Every time Jacksonville tried to go deep, it was a pick. Middle of the field, just over and over and over again. I mean, total yards aren't that much different. And it would be more even if, again, those turnovers did not occur. You know, Jacksonville started pretty good in the second half, and then they just sputtered. So back to the lab, back to the playbook, try to get some change it up a little bit, and they'll be, you know, they're undefeated coming to this game. I'm sure they'll be they're not, you know, down and out yet. They'll be back next week.
Absolutely convincing win for Vancouver. They'll be a team to watch going forward throughout the season. The Vancouver Legion improved to 3-0 on the season. Jacksonville will fall to 2-1. Next up for Vancouver, they hit the road and head to Charleston. For Jacksonville, they're on the bye week, and they will need that time to regroup and figure out what they need to do to get a win the next time around. Coming up next, starting shortly, originally scheduled for 8:10 p.m. It'll start shortly after the post-game show. The DC Dragons head to the Lone Star Glory. Eric Vincent and Kate Stevens on the call here on Next Level Sports. And SFL action will return next week, Saturday, February 5th, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, as Fort Worth takes on Queen City. We'll see who the player of the game is in this one. Matt, Tom Pepper with a great performance. Those two picks could end up hurting him. Could we see a defensive player?
I think it's got to be Drew Hamilton.
Drew Hamilton's got my vote. I mean, you know, game-changing plays. You know, starting off with those picks, a forced fumble. Heck, you even get brand new player Michael Lister getting a tip and a pick to start off the turnover fest for the Vancouver defense. And great job by Drew Hamilton in particular, getting yet another pick right there to seal this one. You'll see who the player of the game is momentarily. You know, Matt, one thing that the Vancouver offensive line also did a fantastic job of was keeping the defensive line, the storied defensive line of Jacksonville, quiet. Taekwon Hale, 9 seasons in the league, sacks aplenty. I don't think we called his name once. Incredible job by the Vancouver offensive line. Your player of the game is indeed Drew Hamilton. 4 picks, a forced fumble, 10 tackles. Heck, he even had a tip. Why not? This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League Saturday Showcase, presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Final score, Vancouver 28, Jacksonville 14. For Matt Wilson, Gerald Smith, Mike McBride, and Cameron Irvine, I'm Mike Daggs. Thank you for joining us, and stay tuned for the post-game update after this.
Welcome back to SFL Studios, Sim Football postgame here, and Vancouver puts together a masterclass of defense, 1 turnover shy of the SFL record, nearly made history tonight. Andy Hamilton, Michael Percoco, James Walters, that whole staff over there, just a masterclass. I mean, we could sit here and talk, Mike, about Marcus Dunhill's terrible performance, or we could give Vancouver some kudos, and that was just an unbelievable performance.
Yeah, Cam, we're going to give Vancouver kudos for this. The rookie coming in, first game, Michael Lister, first drive of the game, had a tip pass as well as the interception off of that tip pass. First drive of the game, as I mentioned, and the ball just kept rolling for the Vancouver defense. From there, Jacksonville just could not get anything going all game long. The deep middle was covered constantly for Vancouver in this game. They seemed to scout Jacksonville very well and took the deep middle away from them in this game. Drew Hamilton, 4 interceptions of the 7 interceptions thrown by Dunhill today, and they also had the other turnover fumble from Talon Steele. I'm sorry. Drew Hampton also caused that fumble. So, yeah, great performance by him and great performance overall by the Vancouver defense.
They're now 3-0, and they look like one of the best teams in the league. You would have liked to have seen them put that game away a little bit earlier, but, beggars can't be choosers. Hey, Baltimore, Fort Worth, we've been talking about this game throughout the night. They don't even know how to run the clock out correctly, Mike. They bring the backup quarterback in when it's 37-10. He gets hurt. Wigmore comes back in and ends up throwing a touchdown pass. This game was ugly. It's just going final now, 44-10. The defending champs are also 3-0. Just remarkable performance.
Yeah, Baltimore, they just keep rolling. 1 loss in the last 2 seasons. Of course, the 1 loss at the end of the regular season last season, but they shook that off and rolled on to the championship. And a quarter of a way through the season, this season, these guys are rolling again. They just gave up a touchdown in garbage time, but basically 16 points in the last 2 games. The team is great offensively, great defensively. They're just tough to stop, Cam.
Yeah, you can even say the 9 if you take off the garbage time touchdown. They've just been awesome, and you don't want to be in their way if you've got the Baltimore Vultures. So we'll see what the defending champs can do. All right, to our second block, Mike. Maybe we'll get some drama here after a couple of teams, undefeated teams on the road, flex their muscles early. DC Lone Star, Denver Sioux Falls will be peeking in on, but this DC Lone Star game, 2 surprising 2-0 teams. They have been fun to watch through the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, Cam, speaking of defenses, I think that's what we're going to see tonight. 2 top 10 defenses as far as yardage allowed-wise. Lone Star only giving up 328 yards a game, which is 3rd in the league. DC's giving up 378, which is 10th in the league. So we're going to see great defenses today. And both of these teams, they like to ground and pound with workhorse running backs, Ike McBride for Lone Star, Kevin Say for DC. We're going to see a lot of both of those 2 players. But the one caveat is that Lone Star, they will go deep and quick strike. Greg Soto, Dave Axis on the outside. We'll see if they can get those guys going tonight.
It all comes your way here on Next Level Sports. And when we come back, Eric Vincent and Cade Stevens have the call. They've been magnets for drama. We'll see if they can give us more here in Week 3. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music right here on Next Level Sports.